When this shooting happened, there was a hashtag that went viral on social media saying that we need to pray for Quebec City. Quebec City is a white supremacist settler colony. When Justin Trudeau responded to the Muslim ban that this coward, this white supremacist coward, Donald Trump put forward, what did Justin Trudeau say? He said he wanted to accept everyone who's not allowed into the U.S. border to Canada. Don't cheer, do not cheer, because we know what exactly that is. We know what that is. We know what that manipulation is. It is what this country is founded on. Erasure and silencing of the real history of this land. The genocide of indigenous people in which this state is founded on. The enslavement and genocide of black people in which this state is founded on. The indentured slavery of racialized people in which this state is founded on. When Justin Trudeau says that, he is a liar. He is a hypocrite. He is a white supremacist terrorist. That is what he is. Do not be fooled by this liberal bullshit. Do not be fooled. When Mayor John Tory said that Toronto is a sanctuary for refugees, when black people are being murdered in the city, we have questions. What happened to Andrew Loku? What happened to Jermaine Carby? What happened to Abdurrahman Abdi? How is the city a sanctuary when black people are being murdered so mercilessly? How is the city a sanctuary? We have to rise up and what?
Fight back!
Rise up and what?
Fight back!
Rise up and what?
Fight back!
Because we will not be moved. We will not be moved. We will never be moved. We are the people. We have the power. Look at us. We have the numbers. We are the people. We have the power. We have the numbers. Don't you ever forget that. They make us try to forget that all the time. But realize this, when we come together, we can do anything.
Black Lives Matter leader says white people are subhuman and suffer from genetic defects. A Black Lives Matter leader has come under fire after arguing on social media that white people are subhuman and suffer from recessive genetic defects, and musing about how the race could be wiped out. In a Facebook post, Black Lives Matter Toronto co-founder Yusra Kogali went on a rant, arguing that black people are the superior race because white people possess genetic defects that make them lesser humans, according to the Toronto Sun. Yusra Kogali, whiteness is not hunksness, in fact, white skin is subhunksn, she wrote. All phenotypes exist within the black family and white PPL are a genetic defect of blackness. She continued explaining her theory, claiming white people are lesser because they have a higher concentration of enzyme inhibitors that suppress melanin production. They are genetically deficient because melanin is present at the inception of life. Melanin enables black skin to capture light and hold it in its memory mode, which reveals that blackness converts light into knowledge. Melanin directly communicates with cosmic energy, she added. More Toronto police forced to withdraw from LGBTQ pride parade following Black Lives Matter demands. Kogali then proclaimed, white PPL are recessive genetic defects. This is factual. The Black Lives Matter leader then wondered how the white race could be wiped out. According to her, black PPL simply through their dominant genes can literally wipe out the white race if we had the power to. Do you ever wonder how black PPL, after centuries of colonial violence, genocide and destruction, no matter what systems created to make us extinct, how we keep coming back? It is because we are superhumans, she added. This isn't the first time the firebrand BLM Toronto chapter co-founder got into hot water. Last week, Heat Street reported about Kogali's speech during a protest in Toronto, where she accused Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of being a white supremacist terrorist for welcoming refugees to the country. During the protest, she was seen shouting, "When Justin Trudeau says that he is a liar. He's a hypocrite. He is a white supremacist terrorist. That is what he is," she said. "Do not be fooled by his liberal bullshit. Do not be fooled." Last year, according to Newstalk 1010, she also caused a controversy after tweeting, "Plaza Allah give me strength to not cuss/kill these men and white folks out here today. Plaza plaza plaza." Black Lives Matter co-founder appears to label white people defects. Toronto. A co-founder of Black Lives Matter Toronto argued that white people are recessive genetic defects and purportedly mused about how the race could be wiped out, according to a post on what appears to be her Facebook page. Yusra Kogali has faced increased scrutiny over the past year after BLM Toronto gained political influence following their disruption of the Toronto Pride Parade and confrontations with Ontario Premier Kathleen Wynne. On Friday, Toronto police announced they would not participate in this year's upcoming parade. This has been a long-standing demand of BLM too, and one that the Board of Pride Toronto recently backed in a controversial vote. Kogali has a track record of inflammatory, divisive rhetoric. Only last week during a protest in front of the U.S. consulate, Kogali shouted into a microphone that Justin Trudeau is a white supremacist terrorist and urged the crowd to rise up and fight back. "Look at us, we have the numbers," she said. She also faced controversy in the news for a tweet posted a year ago stating, "Plaza Allah give me strength to not cuss/kill these men and white folks out here today." While these remarks alarmed many Canadians, they pale in comparison to a statement numerous sources forwarded to The Sun that Kogali appears to have posted on Facebook in late 2015. "Whiteness is not hunksness," the statement begins. "In fact, white skin is subhunksn." The post goes on to present a genetics-based argument centered on melanin and enzyme. White PPL are recessive genetic defects. This is factual, the post reads towards the end. White PPL need white supremacy as a mechanism to protect their survival as a people, because all they can do is produce themselves. Black PPL simply through their dominant genes can literally wipe out the white race if we had the power to. Kogali did not respond to requests for comment from The Sun. But if she did in fact write the post, her thesis doesn't pass muster for one of America's leading scholars of the history of eugenics. The document mirrors the racism of American eugenicists who claimed in the first third of the 20th century that native whites were genetically superior not only to blacks, but also to immigrants from Eastern and Southern Europe. Daniel Kevles, a professor at Yale University, wrote to The Sun. Their claims were without any scientific foundation and added up to expressions of naked white racism. Kevles' book In the Name of Eugenics, Genetics and the Uses of Human Heredity is considered a leading text in the field. The anger and frustration that animates the Black Lives Matter movement is altogether understandable, but the way to contest pseudoscience and white prejudice is not with an alternative pseudoscience and black prejudice, notes Kevles. It is with moral argument and political action. The BLM2 website explains their stated goals are to dismantle all forms of state-sanctioned oppression, violence and brutality committed against African, Caribbean, and Black cis, queer, trans, and disabled populations in Toronto. There is no indication the group or any of its other members supports the sentiments expressed in the alarming post. The Sun did not hear back from BLM2 and the main Black Lives Matter umbrella group in the United States following various requests for comment. @postmedia.com